The sustainable construction of homes, a partial solution to the destructive byproduct of consumerism. In this presentation, we will first focus in general how two technological systems established in our society, consumerism and business centralized on profit, have trained the population to overconsume and be excessively wasteful, and how these two things, overconsumption and wastefulness, have created significant environmental issues. Then we will narrow the topic down to home construction and how current methods of building homes is just a result of consumerism and business centralized on profit, and how these methods attribute to the significant accumulation of waste that is harmful to our environment, the issue. Then we will discuss how we can change this in such a way that the production of homes produce little to no harmful waste, and where the design of homes are more environmentally sound, the solution. So let's start by discussing the current culture of our society. Though technology has assisted us in our human advancement in traveling, transportation, electronics, communication, construction of metropolitan cities, entertainment, the internet, and the list goes on, we've also produced a lot of byproducts in the process. Pollution of our air, pollution of our water, pollution of our land, landfills of waste, environmental issues, poison in our water supply, destruction of our rainforest, waste in our oceans, overharvesting, nuclear waste, excess of trash. Technology is great, but we as an intelligent species have a great influence and force on our planet. And we must begin to establish technology that is sound with our environment. Though this presentation is not fully on the fact that the byproducts of technology has produced significant waste, I do want to emphasize on the fact that we, as a society, have established social practices that have played a major role in this accumulation of waste and the destruction of our environment. As a culture developed in a consumer society, we are trained to purchase more than what's necessary and then throw our waste in a trash can and have some machine pick it up weekly and take it away with no consideration of how this waste affects our environment. The way the population consumes has been significantly influenced by business. Businesses spend a lot of resources on advertisement and marketing to influence the buying power of consumers. And since most businesses are only focused on increasing profit, since that is the definition of a successful business, they take no consideration of the result, a population that overconsumes and an environment that is devastated by harmful waste. In the article by George Ritzer, Control, Human and Non-Human Robots, he brings up the concept of technological systems that in many ways dictates human behavior. The specific systems that are causing the issue at hand are two: the consumerism mentality and the business focus on profit mentality. These two systems by default create a population that is wasteful. And this waste accumulates at an exponential rate. But most importantly, this waste is causing environmental issues, water pollution, air pollution, imbalance of ecosystems, and many, many more. The issue of uncontrolled behavior by consumers is a direct result of how the culture portrays consumption and through advertisement and marketing. This cultural phenomenon is strongly supported by many researchers in the field. In the article, Influence of Advertisements on Consumer Behavior, an empirical study by Rama and Venkata, and I quote, "Advertising affects the long-term memory, and the long-term memory affects sales. In other words, advertising indirectly affects consumer behavior. This excerpt plainly states that marketing does influence the behavior of consumers. We are trained to purchase more and more and trash all that is useless to us. So question, where does all this waste go? In the process of producing such products and all the waste that accumulates in the process, where does all that waste go? So how does this harm our environment, our land, our water, our oceans, our rainforests, and more? As consumers, we are trained to avoid these questions because all that matters is to purchase what we want and throw away what we don't want. So who does this affect? Everyone. People from developing countries feel the impacts of the overconsumption of developed countries. People's health is significantly affected by the air, water, and soil pollution. And of course, the animals and wildlife from all elements are significantly impacted. So some questions to think about. So what happened? Why are things this way? Have things always been this way? Have we always been so inconsiderate of the environment? Have we always been this focused on consuming? Have we always been this wasteful? Are we just naturally wired to be egotistic? Can we change and fix the damage we've done? Now to the topic at hand. Home construction and how these practices contribute to the larger issue. In my field of interest, engineering and construction, I am very concerned about certain practices that attribute to the accumulation of waste and destruction of our environment. Through my research, I found that these practices, consumerism and business focus on maximizing profit, have influenced the area of construction. Cost effectiveness and increase of profit is a central focus of the people who work in the sector. This has led the industry to use low-costing and cheap-quality materials that are designed to be quite toxic and harmful to the environment. The use of toxic chemicals, excess use of natural resources, and the accumulation of harmful waste, roughly 8,000 pounds per every home built. The significant increase of use of these materials has contributed to the accumulation of harmful waste in our environment. A perfect example of this are large housing development projects who are only focused on the quick and cheap building of homes and high profit margins. The benefit of these projects is that they make homes more affordable for people at lower income brackets depending on the area. The solution: the construction of sustainable homes and eco-friendly materials. Sustainable homes are not a new idea, but an old one. Homes in the past were made sustainably, but contemporary construction of homes has changed that. So in a way, we are trying to go back to our roots. Sustainable homes have a low impact on our environment. They generate little to no harmful waste. They are energy efficient and are very creative in the use of natural materials. In an article by Chris Magwood, Building an Affordable Sustainable Home, he lists a few of the statistical information of the home. 70% reduction of energy used compared to a non-sustainable home. 71% reduction of use of water. It produced 89% less construction waste compared to a non-sustainable home. And the family living in the home made a monetary gain of $1,548.76 from the energy the home produced. These sustainable homes have great potential to not only help the environment, but saving homeowners money as well. The plan. First thing that needs to be done is make people aware of our situation, how our behavior is damaging our environment, and the actual damage we have already done to the environment, and how this affects not only us, but balances established in these delicate ecosystems. Then I would continue with explaining that the manner in which we consume and produce waste has led to such destruction. Plus, I would explain how we are trained by a system of profit-focused businesses to overconsume and produce significant waste with no consideration of how our actions affect our environment. By building this scenario and clarifying the issue, I would then focus on how the construction of homes is a sector that contributes to this waste, and that we do have a solution for this: sustainably designed and built homes. Here I would then make the people aware of alternate options that are available to them. The option of an eco-friendly, sustainably built home that produces little to no waste and that doesn't harm our environment. The third step is to start the building of these homes, which has already begun, as seen in previous slides. There are a few companies out there that promote the sustainable building of homes. Earthship builds 100% sustainable homes. EcoHome is another sustainable housing company, and there are many more. The fourth step is to begin the shift into the government and influence policymakers to ban certain products or even make mandatory the use of eco-friendly built homes. We would then continue by lobbying the building of these sustainable homes at the municipal level, and then move on to higher levels of government. By gaining support at this level, we can then influence the establishment of policy that regulates the building of such homes and the use of eco-friendly materials. I feel that people are becoming more and more aware of the harm that we are inflicting onto our environment with our behavior. With this, I can definitely see that more and more people will want to make a difference. With this shift in our awareness and the wave of people who really want to make a difference increasing, we can definitely see some positive changes with the years to come. So we can see less toxic and harmful materials being manufactured in the market and more eco-friendly products being produced, such as sustainable homes. These movements have already begun. A hopeful and sustainable future. A final note I would like to make is a solution to the larger issue. Using advertisement and culture to correct the population's skewed understanding of consumption can consequently give them back control of how and how much they consume. This can ultimately help with reducing how much waste we produce. In the research conducted by Ashley Maines, the author provides substantial evidence promoting the use of advertisement and culture to change the population's perception of consumption for the better. And I quote, "It can be argued that in the right hands with a constructive message, advertising has the power to affect social change. Maines supports that cultural change is possible through the use of media. But constructive reform can only be probable if done with good intentions. Another excellent point is the use of current established systems of marketing and advertisement, since it has already been proven to be successful in molding the culture, and as well as the fact that it is a system generally accepted by the population." Maines elegantly illustrates through her research the benefit people can have by just changing advertisement and culture in such a way that positively informs and as well inspires. Thank you.